William takes over command of Harry's old army unit. King Charles grants Prince of Wales prestigious honorary position in the Royal Air Force, while Kate and Sophie are handed disgraced Andrew's old roles in royal reshuffle of military appointments. Welcome to USA 24, my dream channel. Following King Charles' reorganization of the royal family's military assignments, Prince William is slated to assume leadership of Harry's former army regiment. In addition to giving the Princess of Wales 3 new positions, His Majesty has decided to appoint his eldest son as Colonel-in-Chief of the Army Air Corps, in which the Duke of Sussex formerly served as an Apache helicopter pilot in Afghanistan. Commodore-in-Chief of the Fleet Air Arm, a title that Prince Andrew had held before having it taken away from him, and returned to the Queen while he faced a civil sexual assault prosecution that he subsequently paid millions to settle, is one of the titles that have been bestowed to Kate. King Charles has granted Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, another of the Duke of York's former titles, Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Irish Regiment, indicating that he has lost all of his former positions in the reorganization. It comes as Queen Elizabeth II's first death anniversary approaches. King Charles is allegedly planning to observe the occasion quietly and privately in Balmoral, while William and Kate are apparently planning to lead the tributes to the late monarch. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel. The Ministry of Defense announced the changes and stated that William, who earned his RAF Search and Rescue Pilot certification, was now the Army Air Corps Colonel-in-Chief. In other words, he will represent the Army's airborne wing, which includes Harry's brother's former regiment, the 662 Squadron. According to one royal observer, Harry could have previously been in line for the position. Joe Little, managing editor of Majesty magazine, told the Mirror that it was very plausible that he may have received the title if he hadn't given up his life as a working royal, which resulted in the removal of his honorary military posts. He claimed that if Harry had remained alive, he may have had more appointments. William served 3 years at the base on Anglesey, participating in 156 search and rescue missions and rescuing 149 people. He has now been appointed Royal Honorary Air Commodore at RAF Valley in Wales. The Prince was a member of the 202 Squadron of the RAF, and his fellow members regarded him as a superb pilot and as one of the family. Although search and rescue operations were privatized in 2016, RAF Valley continues to serve as a training ground for crews and pilots of quick jet aircraft. He has expanded his list of military responsibilities by taking up the position of Colonel-in-Chief of the Mercian Regiment. The Princess of Wales' connections to the RAF are also acknowledged in the most recent appointments list, which Buckingham Palace made public. Kate has taken on the post of Royal Honorary Air Commodore at RAF Coningsby in addition to her husband's former duties as Commodore-in-Chief of the Fleet Air Arm, which he held at the Lincolnshire site for 15 years, starting in 2008. The princess has RAF ties through her paternal grandfather, who flew with the late Duke of Edinburgh in the 1960s and served as a fighter pilot during World War II. Captain Peter Middleton, who flew with the Duke around South America on a royal tour, passed away just days before the Prince and Princess of Wales announced their engagement in 2010 at the age of 90. In 2019, never-before-seen pictures of the princess's grandfather and the Duke surfaced. In addition, Kate has assumed the role of Colonel-in-Chief of the Queen's Dragoon Guards, better known as the Welsh Cavalry. Her husband-to-be Charles previously held this position when he was the Prince of Wales. Wales's cavalry regiment, the QDG, was the subject of controversy last month after it was claimed that a married senior commander had sex with 2 female attendees at the regiment's summer dance. Currently facing dismissal from the British Army is Major Duncan Wiggins. King Charles has made the decision to fill 8 of his late mother's positions, including sponsoring the cruiser HMS Queen Elizabeth for the Royal Navy. He is currently the Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards, the Royal Tank Regiment, and the Royal Regiment of Scotland. He is also the Captain General of the Royal Artillery and the Honourable Artillery Company, the Royal Honorary Air Commodore of RAF Marham, and the Air Commodore-in-Chief of the RAF Regiment. Camilla has been named patron of the Royal Army Chaplains Department, a post previously held by the late Queen, which is another new appointment for the Queen. Following in his father Prince Philip's footsteps, the Duke of Edinburgh has taken over the position of Colonel-in-Chief of the Queen's Royal Hussars, which was vacant after the Duke's passing in 2021. Edward will take over for his brother Charles as the Royal Dragoon Guards Colonel-in-Chief. In addition to serving as Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Irish Regiment, his wife Sophie has been appointed as the King's Royal Colonel of the Queen's Own Yeomanry. The King has named the Princess Royal as the Deputy Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Regiment of Scotland in honor of her close ties to the nation. The late Queen's cousin, the Duke of Gloucester, assumes the positions of Air Commodore-in-Chief of the Royal Auxiliary Air Force and Colonel-in-Chief of the Adjutant General's Corps, respectively. The late Queen held more than 50 ranks and posts in the British and Commonwealth Armed Services when she passed away 1 year ago this month. Following His Majesty's succession, the King is happy to announce more military appointments for working members of the royal family, according to Buckingham Palace. The new selections will continue to reflect the close relationship between the armed forces and the royal family in His Majesty's reign, according to the statement.